and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We call to the Farm Bureau. They have a presentation to make for us. Please come to Victoria. I'm hungry. I didn't eat all day.
I'll stand to the side here.
Okay. That's good.
This afternoon I come to you alone, even though I have Josh Daniels listed with me. Him and his wife had a baby yesterday, so he was unable to be with me, so I came alone. I come to you as from the Northumberland County Farm Bureau. I'm the county president. I'm a third-generation dairy farmer from the very bottom southeast corner of the county. If anybody knows where Pittman is, it's going to say that's where I'm from. As I come to you this week, I come here to celebrate National Farm City Week, and I bring you the apples because Pennsylvania is a commodity leader in apples. If you don't know anything about agriculture, if you know a little bit, Pennsylvania adds $5.7 billion of food and fiber into each of our farms each year. That's what's produced here. In addition, we generate $45 billion worth of Pennsylvania's state economy. We rank within the top 10 states in the nation for ag commodities in more than 20 different commodities. As we celebrate this week, we would like to generally bring this group together. We want to make rural and urban together, and we want to be partners in progress. When we buy food and fiber that's produced in Pennsylvania or Northumberland County as a rule, we are supporting and advancing and helping to preserve the elements of agriculture in our county and in our country. As we celebrate Thanksgiving this week, let us remember the vital farm-city partnerships across Pennsylvania, and whose work contributes to the quality of our lives, and the rural and urban communities working together have made the most of our rich agricultural resources. In some counties in the past, it's going to say we've actually hosted exchange for a day, where sometimes people from the Chamber of Commerce usually do the exchange. If anyone from the county board is going to say would be interested in another year or so, we'll be in touch, it's going to say, and I'd be glad to host you for a day just to see what agriculture is about, because each and every one of us know we're 2.5 generations removed from the farm. People don't really realize that how food actually gets to those shelves. They think that food, some people nowadays think food comes from a grocery store.
I come from the farm sector. My sister still farms in Italy, so I will take your invitation.
Yeah.
I love farming, and I come from the farm sector.
Well, I'd be glad to have you sometime next year coming up to Farm City Week. I'd be glad to have you out.
I drive the truck, I do everything.
All right, that's all right.
I'm a machine man.
I don't mean to be rude. I bring you the gift. It's going to say for you and your staff and anyone you want to pass them out for. As it is the harvest season, I'm not going to stick around for the rest of the meeting. I just came here today just to be an advocate for agriculture.
Thank you very, very much. We believe in your agriculture. I believe.
Thank you.
Citizen input and the agenda item only. Here none. We're going to go to the budget a little bit, Jeff.
Hi.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I have a comment I would like to make about the elimination of the constable. Is this the proper time to?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm the constable for the 9th Ward here in Sunbury, and I think that the commissioners may be making a mistake by eliminating the position. I think the people of Northumberland County should get a chance to see the numbers, to see how much more it's going to cost each municipality to use police officers exclusively, and to take away the time that their police officers could be doing other things. One constable is, could be doing that and freeing up the time of the municipal police to do more important things. And I also think that if the cost is really the issue, possibly is there any way to work with the constables to maybe see if there's a way that they could compete for their fees? Because I believe under Title 44, Part 4, Chapter 71, Subchapter G, Section 7161E and I, may allow constables to transport prisoners for less than the fee that the Act requires.
So we tried to resolve this problem last year, and we had several meetings, and we now was successful. And I make a specific in June, so we did come to an agreement. We're not going to spend $150,000 taxpayer money. And I understand where you come from. They say it's always taxpayer money, but there are a lot of municipalities that don't have no cops, but they pay the fee. And we got to treat all equal first. Second, we do not get rid of the constable. We just get rid of the.
Yeah, I understand that it's just for the.
Prison, because we believe the police officer does the arrest, and they have a different obligation to transport. Out of 67 county, 13 counties still they do a constable. So
I feel that.
I think we're in the right track. That's your opinion. I value your opinion. Thank you very much. It's going to be totally explained to us.
I would like to say one more thing. I would appreciate it if. I think it really should be put to a vote because constables are elected peace officers, and
We're not going to get rid of the constable.
I know, but they elected these peace officers to. I mean, the voters in Northumberland County elected the constables with the idea that they would. That was one of the jobs.
We will not take you that power. We want to take you the power to transport county prison. We have to do what's right for the citizens.
Well, I believe that the county should take care of the county jail, and I think the municipal police departments would have their time and money better spent not focusing on transporting prisoners. Thank you.
We did the due diligence for the last 6 months, and it's going to come to a vote, so we'll see what happens. And I thank you for your time, sir.
Could you state your name, please?
Constable Ed Quiggle Jr., Constable for the 9th Ward in Sunbury.
Anybody else? Hearing none, let's move to the budget. Yeah?
2012 budget update. As of right now, the county is on budget. It is getting tighter and tighter as the year goes on, but I still believe that we are going to meet the budget for 2012. Also, I'm just about done compiling the 2013 budget, and that should be presented at the next public meeting. On that, there's some tweaking a little bit to finalize that. Also, just I want to touch a little bit on the 10-year plan that Mr. Clausy did with
4 years.
with some of the 4-year plan. When compiling the numbers and everything, some of the increased costs were not anticipated as drastic as what it is. So with that said, we're trying to look at other avenues to try to generate revenue to cover the additional expenses of some of the line items that really increased.
I don't really have anything other than what Jeff said. The only other thing I wanted to just note is, as we continue to look for new revenue sources, I just wanted to take 1 second, as we had a tax sale last week, and thank Jan and her staff up there in tax claims. In the past, we didn't do that as aggressively, and it's a lot of work, but they really do a bang-up job on that, trying to get these properties back on the tax roll. So I'd just like to thank them.
Thank you, Toby. Everyone, thank you, too. Let me say something about the budget, and the other two commissions, they're aware of this. We did not anticipate our care to go up $1,800,000 this year. Last year went up $1,250,000. The year before went up $1.5 million. The year before that went up $1,200,000. This health care's at $1,800,000. And he's going to be right to the nose? No. Joe's doing a lot of negotiation. We think it could come out anyway from $1,300,000 to $1,600,000. In deficit, we did not anticipate that. Remember to pay this health care. Every year this is county money. We cannot sustain this county money every year. Plus we have $700,000 increase in union. So you're talking about over $3 million tax every year. we cannot afford this, I don't know what the county's gonna go. You know, I don't know where we're going, what direction we're going. I told the press today that the legislature, the state and the federal government, they must act or we're all gonna go broke. And believe me, I predict in the 2020, they're gonna fix the issue with this insurance and union contract. Guy, everybody in the United States will file bankruptcy. It's coming. It's coming. We drop them like a rocket. Any other commissioners, any comment on the healthcare increase? Applause for this year, we're gonna make up, how much are we gonna make up, Jeff, in the compensation?
About $480,000.
$480,000. So you're talking about over, let's say approximate. Even if we get a healthcare chip, $1.5 million, we have about $2 million. And it's tough to sustain this. I see this for the last 5 years, every year going up over $1 million. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anybody else has a whole comment?
Well, my comment, obviously healthcare costs are, health insurance costs is a major factor. It's one of our major expenses. I think that because of that, we need to be looking at all of our alternatives. As I know, we've had some discussions, we've had some other companies that have talked about where we really need to look at all of our options and move them over to try to reduce those costs.
But Nick, no matter how you look at it, it's said the worst scenario. The worst scenario is going to come $1 million. What are you going to do? $1 million over middle tax. You know, and I urge you, both you guys, it's 1 year experience. I'm urging, because we don't take care of the $1 million this year, and the tax, the county in the next 4 years will be $6 million more. We must act and take care of this insurance. This year, they said the tax is going to go up another $1 million, so be. It's not, we need to create this mess. Obama takes care of this mess, Obama takes care of this mess, so I urge the other two commissioners to evaluate and analyze. We must bring at least $700,000 in extra this year than the prediction we did of $2.5 million on my plans. I think that to survive, we need a $3.5 million. I'm going to be honest, we're not going to go under the Swalina leadership. We must have to do what's right. We've got to take responsibility to function county government. Mr. Riley, you have anything to say?
Just contractually, we are bound to these increased fees. And unless we're able to renegotiate those contracts and add in things like deductibles that most people do have out there, we are going to continue on this slippery slope. The only way that I see that we could potentially hedge the rise of the cost of the premiums is to be more preventative. If we were to bring in a physician, and some of the other companies out there brought that to our attention, to bring in a physician here and to give free checkups that may potentially stem off something that may have happened a month or two down the line. Eventually maybe stopping a major claim from happening. Those are the only things that we're looking into at this point. So
How do you function in county government when is the expense, when the salary, it says somebody makes $20,000 a year, and the benefit package is $26,000 a year. I never heard of that in my life. How could you pay $24,000 in benefit package and $20,000 in salary? This is unacceptable. I mean, I don't know where we're going. I mean, it don't matter if you make $20,000 or $100,000, the expense is the same. You know, it's sad. And we're here to protect the employee too, because they don't make a lot of money. But where are we going? I don't know where we're going. So I'm warning the other two commissioners. They must bring another $1 million in to cover the expense for the healthcare. I want it in the record. Okay. Anything else on the budget? Here none, we move on to
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels payrolls estimated by the Finance Office for payroll number 22 in the amount of $671,240.09, and payroll number 23 in the amount of $671,997.92.
To move. Second.
on the question. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passed.
Number 6, all county and liquid fuels bill paid by the county controller in the amount of $3,565,684.77 from October 20th to November 16th, 2012.
Move. Second.
Any questions? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Number 7, a motion is needed to approve and dispense with the reading of the minutes of the Commissioners' public meeting of Tuesday, October 2nd, and then Tuesday, October 23rd, and the special meeting Monday, October 15th, 2012.
Move. Second.
Any questions?
I do have one comment. I brought this to Jan's attention. There is in the October 2nd minutes, while I had a couple of minor, just typographical things I caught in, there is an entire conversation that's missing from those minutes, where an individual in question the use of tax, or basically the county money is being used towards the NOA part. It was directed to Mr. Clausy. He had responded that basically as commissioners we did not answer to taxpayers essentially for how we spend county money. I feel that should be reflected in the minutes. Everything else that is in those minutes is pretty much a verbatim, so this is not just sort of an action item type of minute. I feel it should be in there. So with respect to that particular meeting, I will not be voting against approving those minutes.
That's okay. I didn't call Karen, I had to tell you I had a new meeting. I had to tell you I had a new meeting, so I don't care what you say. Why not bring something good for the public, for the
I think it's good that we have a full record.
Okay, thank you. So, you know, I voted, okay, what do we have? On the question, we have a question. Roll call on the vote. That's what I have.
Roll call. Commissioner Schott?
No.
Commissioner Brady?
Yes.
Chairman Clark?
Yes.
Number 8, announcements. The Dress Down Day was held on Friday, November 9, 2012, in front of the to benefit the 3rd annual Resource Family Holiday Party as requested by Jennifer Willard, Administrator, Children and Youth. And the Northumberland County Retirement Board will be holding a special meeting at 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday, December 4th, in the Administration Building to discuss cost of living increases for pensioners, rate of regular interest or member contributions, the investment policy, and any other general business. Number 9, a motion is needed to appoint Mr. James Eister, Sunbury, to the Northumberland County Planning Commission until the unexpired term, 12/31/2015, of Mr. Philip Zaber, who resigned per letter dated October 23rd, 2012.
So move. Second.
Question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
I want to thank Mr. Eister for stepping up and trying to help the county here. I think he's going to be a breath of fresh air.
And for the record, we didn't pick my Navarro either.
No, pick him at all.
Number 10, motion is needed to appoint Mr. Gary Trumpenmiller, Lawton Town, for the farmer director position of the Northumberland County Conservation District Board for 4-year term beginning January 1st, 2013, and ending December 31st, 2016.
Move. Second.
Question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Number 11, the chair will entertain a motion to reappoint the following to the Agricultural Land Preservation Board. Mr. William Dyke, position as the farmer director for a 3-year term beginning January 1st, 2015, and ending December 31st, 2015. Mr. William Dyke's position as chairman for a 1-year term expiring beginning January 1st, 2013, and ending December 31st, 2013. This is Mary Crum, position as the farmer director for a 3-year term beginning January 1st, 2013, and ending December 31st, 2015.
Second.
Question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
12, a motion is needed authorizing the commissioners to sign the monthly fiscal status reports for the month of September 2012 for the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP, as submitted by the Weatherization Department. This is a ratification.
Move. Second.
Question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Number 13, a motion is needed authorizing the chairman to sign a letter of support for Cedar Cog to submit the third grant application for the Regional Flood Resiliency Project. This is a ratification.
Move. Second.
Question? All those in favor say aye. Motion carried.
Number 14, a motion is needed authorizing the commissioners to sign the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania State Tax Equalization Board voucher form for transfers of real estate for the month of October as submitted by the assessment office.
Second.
Question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Number 15, a motion is needed authorizing the chairman to sign a grant award letter for the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency Communities and Schools of Pennsylvania grant in the amount of $2,000 as submitted by Juvenile Court Services. This is a ratification.
So move. Second.
Any question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Number 16, a motion is needed to grant permission to advertise the following legal notice of the 2013 public meeting schedule for the Local Emergency Planning Commission, LEPC, on behalf of the Department of Public Safety.
Second.
Any question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Number 17, a motion is needed authorizing the Tax Claims Bureau to conduct a private sale of real estate for parcel number 006-01-003-007 located at 2131 Oak Street, Mount Carmel, with all sales contingent upon approval of the taxing bodies showing the property is located.
Move. Second.
Any question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Number 18, a motion is needed authorizing the Department of Public Safety and the Local Emergency Planning Committee to purchase a 2013 Ford F-350 truck from Sunbury Motors at their bid quote of $35,997.
So move. Second.
Any question?
Just like you know, these funds are not coming from the general fund.
It's federal, it's state is buying the trucks. And we're gonna save money because they're not here. Because right now we transport stuff to the tower and it's so expensive, unbelievable, because when we go up in the mountains, it's really steep. So we gotta give them a vehicle to people to work with. So all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Number 19, a motion is needed authorizing the chairman to sign the Juvenile Court Judges Commission Grant and Aid Award notification for the period July 1st, 2012 to June 30th, 2013 in the amount of $121,325 as submitted by Juvenile Court Services, and this is a ratification.
So move. Second.
Any question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Number 20, a motion is needed authorizing the chairman to sign the sub-grant award notice from the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency in the amount of $14,176 for the Victims of Juvenile Offenders Program, application number 2012-BJ-ST-23747 for the project period July 1st, 2012 to December 31st, 2012, as submitted by Juvenile Court Services.
So move. Second.
All those- Any question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Number 21, a motion is needed authorizing the commissioners to sign amendment number 1 to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency Restitution Accountability Program, draft, sub-grant, number 2010-2011-JB-11-22786 for the project period April 1st, 2012 to March 31st, 2013, as submitted by Juvenile Court Services.
Move.
Second. Any question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
22, a motion is needed authorizing the commissioners to sign amendment number 1 of the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency Victim of Juvenile Offenders BOJO sub-grant number 2012-ST-23747, modifying the project period from July 1st, 2012 to March 31st, 2013, as submitted by Juvenile Court Services.
Move. Second.
Any question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Number 23, a motion is needed authorizing the commissioners to sign amendment number 1 to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency Victim Witness Program sub-grant number 2011-BS-ST-21854 for the modified project period January 1st, 2011 to December 31st, 2012, as submitted by the District Attorney's Office.
So move. Second.
Any question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Number 24, a motion is needed acknowledging receipt of the following reports listed as items number 24A through F in the agenda.
So move. Second.
Any question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Number 25, the motion is needed to approve the settlement from the John Conrad lawsuit per the insurance company and sign any and all documents pertaining to this lawsuit.
So moved.
Second?
Any question?
I have a comment I'd like to make. Being here just under a year now, we're constantly seeing these lawsuits that get referred to the insurance company. They run up the meter, take us right to our deductible, and then offer to settle. This isn't the first time, it's happened numerous times, and I fear it will probably continue. At some point, in possibly in the business, I'd like to pass a motion to look for proposals on potentially self-funding some of our liability, especially now that we have $100,000 deductible on some of the liability policies.
I think that suggestion was made to the board, that's any other week, and I would agree with pursuing that, as an option. Take a look at that.
And everybody's in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Number 26, motion is needed authorizing the elimination of constables from transporting prisoners and have all municipalities, police departments act to transport their own prisoners effective January 1st, 2013.
So move.
Second. Any question?
Yes, I have a couple of comments. We've talked to our local police departments as well as other local officials about this. And I spoke to some of them as recently as yesterday and this morning. I believe this is going to, while it may come off of our budget, ultimately this is going to just cost more by doing it this way. It still comes out of taxpayers' pockets. It just comes out of the local municipal level. I see we have some local municipal officials, and perhaps we'd like to weigh in on your thoughts on that. But that was my position. That's why I had reopened this earlier in the year. The understanding was that there was going to be a group, and I apologize if I'm hard to hear. I suffer from a respiratory thing that I picked up from my youngest. But the understanding was they were going to come back to us with a proposal. And we had several meetings, however, and I was told, feel free to state this, was that the tone that they received at those meetings from some of the other commissioners involved was such that they felt that there was no sense spending the amount of time to pursue this, that the decision had been made. I still think it's worth pursuing. I think that there is other ways of handling this and even ways of doing it where we could more equitably divide the expense among municipalities based on who's utilizing the services. Obviously, a Sunbury or Milton utilizes this more than a Delaware Township or someone like that. But I am going to be voting against this. I feel that this was left go, that this was not a priority. When we set meetings up, either people wouldn't show up for them, or we had it sometimes all the players in the room that we needed, some from the county employees, and they were sent out of the room because this topic was not going to be discussed. So that's my thoughts on it. I would encourage hearing from the meeting that we had down here in the meeting room. We had 7 people from the different departments that would have been involved, and they were, look, it's a separate issue. We don't need you here. We're not going to talk about that issue today. We had everybody there that was a player in this.
Mr. Shock, you know in June we had a meeting of OIP, okay? You and the police force. You was part of the task force with that.
I was not part of the task force.
You was part of the discussion and you was the commissioner too. Okay. We went up there, don't say that some of the commissioner did not attend or some of the meeting I was there. I attended every meeting.
The first meeting that we had on this.
I was there, I paid for the food too. I was there,
the first meeting was the day before that. And Gary, you were there, I was the only commissioner.
Listen,
Hadn't been on our schedule
we
for 2
cannot get
weeks.
ahead with a
People
lawyer.
travel from all over the county, from other ends of the county to be here, chiefs and mayors in some cases, and it was blown off.
The way I understand it, the police, they get paid 3 hours for the municipality when they go to court. Out of 67 count, 15 count, they still have counts to transport to prison. We're not going to be the dominant to do. Let everybody take its own responsibility and go do their job. You know, Mr. Sharp, we're gonna be over $1 million in the hole, we gotta find the money, okay? And I know we cannot be the lawyer because you always find a way to twist, but I'm not gonna get into that. We have a motion on the floor, we have a roll call, and the vote.
Commissioner Shaw,
No.
Commissioner Brady,
Yes.
Chairman Plowsy.
Yes. Hold on.
Number 27, a motion made to award the request for proposals for 160 gross American flags to Flag Zone at their
Hey, Gary, can I stop you there? Because you go back to your number 27. On this motion, Gary, make sure every municipality get a letter as of January 1st. We do not.
with respect to the council.
With respect to council, yes. Please make sure everybody go out the letter. The solicitor, make sure the letter go out no later than this week. Thank you. Okay. Go back. 27.
Number 27, a motion made to award the request for proposal for 160 gross American flags to Flag Zone at their bid quote of $11,520 as recommended by Veterans Affairs Director Belinda Albright.
So moved. Second.
And a question?
One question is, let everyone know, it's not just 160 flags, I think it turns out to be about 23,000 flags.
Yes, they go by gross. And we do every year, we buy every year, so it's nothing we can do. We gotta respect our veterans. Okay, and a question, everybody, question? Okay, everybody's in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Number 28, a motion is made to accept the $32,795.86 lien on behalf of the Workers' Compensation Trust Fund in the third-party claim in the case of Marshall Hummel versus Walter R. Lindenmuth Lumber and Supply Company.
So moved. Second.
And a question for the record, we had an employee got hurt, we can say the name, and we got reimbursed the money for the insurance company, to put it back in the compensation. That was a good thing today, at least we got someone. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Number 29, a motion is needed to close the following senior action centers effective January 31st, 2013 for the recommendation of Area Agency on Aging Director Patricia Romberger. And that would be the Ely'sburg Senior Action Center, Upper Northumberland Senior Action Center in Newark, and the Riverside Senior Action Center.
And before we go to the motion, I'd like to bring Pat Rumberger, please, to the podium.
I have to tell you, my name's Pat Rumberger. I'm the director of the Northumberland County Area Agency on Aging, and I'm here with a heavy heart. You need to know this is my recommendation on the closing of the 3 centers is pure fiscal. AAAs have been flat funded for the last 11 years. Act 22, the Act 22 fallout for the whole state has caused tremendous problems through the aging network statewide. We are in the process of disenrolling from the aging waiver program. We have furloughed 3 staff to date. We have no longer, as of December 1st, going to be funding transportation rides for anybody under 65, but that's not enough. With the waiver program and the Act 22, our agency will lose $170,000 by December 31st. It's one of the reasons we're getting out of providing that service coordination. The other problem is the impending health insurance that the commissioners talked about. There's a possibility that the aging office's health insurance alone for 45 people will increase by $183,000, bringing it to around $917,000. We cannot sustain that, and we need to look at other alternatives. One of the things I looked at is, right now, we have a waiting list for our options consumers. And our options people are people that may need a bath, may need a meal, may need medication set up, And we have a waiting list of over 60 people right now because we're spending block grant money to supplement the aging waiver program. In my capacity, I can no longer look at that and not be upset. I have declining attendance at our senior centers, not only in Northumberland County, it's countrywide. Seniors are working longer, they're not, going to the centers the way they did 30 years ago. Our needs have changed. We fund our senior action centers 100%. They may pay a light bill once a month or a phone bill, but generally we pay everything for all of our centers. And what we did was we chose the 3 centers with the lowest membership. The Riverside Center actually has a membership of 25 people. It's a private club. Dewart, which is the Upper Northumberland Senior
Excuse
Center.
me, Pat, one at a time. Now, 25 people, what I discussed with you, how many actual people go every day to the center? We've been discussing this, Orlando, me and you in your office at
Right.
9 o'clock at night and 10 o'clock at night.
With the Dewart Center, it's not every day, okay? But they average, it's hard to tell, around 14, but it's not every day. And it could be, maybe the Milton Center comes to the Dewart Center that day for an activity, so it increases the numbers.
Right. But we had some compensation, me and you, Pat, it was the day when we had 4 or 5 people and 3 people.
At the Riverside Center,
Yes.
yes, we have 4 or 5 people. There's days our manager's there and nobody's there. And we're paying, like Commissioner Clausy said,
We paying the rent.
our staff, we're paying the rent,
We
we're
paying
paying,
staff.
we're
Paying
paying
light.
everything, we're paying everything. But our manager's salaries aren't that much. They're roughly, I don't know, Emery, around 20, 21,000. And with health insurance, it's up to 43,000. So, but anyhow, let me get back to the Riverside Center has a membership of 25 people. There's an average attendance of 4 to 6 people. Last week we had our members meeting and it's like that's when most of the people come. There were 6. The reason that center, actually there's a center right across the river in Danville. And there are a couple Danville residents of those 6 people that come to our senior center. So the Riverside Center is one. The average annual cost per attendee for that center is $8,992.88 for each member. The Dewart Center has 50 members. Now these, I say members, they're card-carrying members. They don't come every day. They may come, a couple of times a year. They may come once a year. But the Dewart Center has roughly, again, about 14 people, not every day.
And the daily operation, I believe it's 5 to 6 people, the average.
10, maybe.
I
Dewart, Riverside's your lowest. There's no
Dewart is
question.
more than Riverside.
Dewart's a little bit more than Riverside, but it still costs $4,328 per member, or per attendee. Ealiesburg also is very similar to Dewart. They have 73 members, but they average 14 people, not every day. It could, again, be when Schmoken Center is coming down to the Ealiesburg Center for an activity, and there's no way to really get those people out. I don't believe in 2012 that Northumberland County needs 12 senior centers. Perhaps 30 years ago they did, 25 years ago. I can tell you that Schuylkill County had 15. I'm sorry, 12. Over the last 15 years, they're down to 5 centers. Columbia Montour is down to 7 centers. Union Snyder has 5 centers, and their centers aren't full-time. They're part-time. Some of their centers are only open 4 days a week. Monroe County, which is in the Poconos, has 5 senior centers. Their population's huge. I guess this is not a fun thing for me to even propose this. I love all of our seniors. And I know that we will make sure that people that want to get to a center from Riverside can get to the nearest senior center, you know, through transportation. But the town also needs to support the centers, and I don't see that happening in these areas. And that's, you know, my biggest concern is I can't justify funding senior action centers when we have people on a waiting list to get a bath, to get a meal, and to get medication set up. Are there any
I had a conversation with Pat. This is my department. I'm here 5 years as a county commissioner. 3 years ago, we was going to close for senior citizen. I fight against it. You remember, Pat? I fight brutal against it. We keep it open. The question is, and the discussion I've been having with Pat, and last time we was before the land, so we know to do this, the commission's office must come out with $300,000 extra.
Absolutely.
Okay, we was elected to lead it, we must lead it, we must do what's right. My heart go out to the senior citizen. I don't want to vote for, and I don't know what I'm going to do to the vote comes. I respect the senior citizen, and I come from New York, where we didn't have, the senior citizen have no right, and my heart go out to them.
But they'll still get the service.
I understand, but I have the chills, Pat, because I come from a different country where we didn't have, the senior citizens have no right.
And our seniors in Northumberland County, my mother, God love her, she used to say, well, we don't have anything like this in Northampton County. Because we do a lot for our seniors, and they deserve everything that we do. And we want to make it, you know, if voted on, that it would be a positive, seamless transition. As much as
we still got to prevail the right to go to other senior citizens. So,
absolutely.
So the board is going to go to Milton.
Absolutely.
The Riverside's going to go to Denver across the bridge.
Or they can go to Norrie.
Okay, go to Norrie.
Or Elysburg can go to Shamokin or Colton.
I told you, you must prevail on transportation for that.
Yeah.
Well, as I understand, Pat, when we had conversations about this, these centers, the vast majority, if not all the people that are attending are already utilizing public transportation, rapid transportation to get to it. So essentially they will be transported to a different site, and it's not what they're used to, but unfortunately it's the way of the world right now. And I know it was a hard thing for you to have to go through to even select these three, and I know that we're possibly looking at others in the future. People should be aware of that as well. It's just, we have to do more with less.
It was purely the least amount of membership. There's 148 people that are members of these three centers. And when I look at that, and I talked to Teresa, my senior center directors here, she said about 48 of those 148 people come to three centers on a somewhat regular basis. You know, it's what's going, in fact, they just got a survey yesterday from the association. They want to know from all of the directors across the state how many people had to close centers because of Act 22.
Yeah, let's get the record reflect.
So,
this did not bring to the commissioner's office. This brings to
no.
us, it was the state rule.
It's the
they
perfect
took
storm,
away,
I
Act
say.
22.
Right.
They wanted, they hurt the senior citizens, not the commission. Let's get the record straight, guys. The senior citizens get hurt by Act 22. What, no, look at me, and then you're not print.
It's only been in the paper about 4 times.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, it is. I also have the mileage for how far it is to each of these centers from the centers that we would be looking to close and consolidate them with another center.
Wow.
The mileage, like for example, Elysburg to Shamokin is 7.8 miles, it takes 13 minutes. You know,
I
that's...
think Dewar to Milton's even less, perhaps. What was the mileage on that?
Dewar to Milton is actually, it was 9.6 miles, 15 minutes. You think Watson, and a lot of the people that go to Dewar, of the people that go,
Pat, we
are
don't
mostly
know.
from the Watson town. I'm sorry?
Okay, we don't take this. We don't take the vote.
Okay, can I do anything else that?
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, we need a motion to close 3 senior citizen. We need a motion on the floor.
So move.
Second. We have a second? And the question? I guess we go on the question. We gotta call roll call vote to close the 3 senior citizen.
Commissioner Shaw,
Yes.
Commissioner Brady,
No.
Chairman Clausen.
Yes.
I'd just like to add, a lot of these seniors have been born, raised, lived there, raised their families in these communities. I'm sick and tired of hearing the federal government not giving COLA increases. I'm fed up with the state cutting back on the elderly or on the less fortunate and disabled children. Somebody has to take a stand here. We don't put one tax dollar of our county revenue into our area agency on aging. If I have to find the money myself, I will. But I'm sick and tired of our government making scapegoats of those that built this nation. That's all I have to say.
I say what I said before, move on.
Item number 30.
Okay, motion carried, 2 to 1. Brady voted no.
Item number 30, a motion is needed for Chairman William Cloudy to temporarily step down as chairman of the Northumberland County Board of Commissioners due to his upcoming surgery and recuperation.
Before we make the motion, I want to make a statement to the press. I get out of surgery tomorrow, I'll be in the hospital, and I'll be in the hospital 3 to 5 days, it could be longer. I'm going to be out of work. I'm going to be out of the office between 6 to 8 weeks. I would like to ask the press, all the press, to give me my privacy to recuperate it. I like 2 weeks to not discuss anything with the press. And after that, I will act out of my home, or whatever I am. I will act through the phone to answer questions to the press or to the county commission. I will work with the staff and the office every day after 2 weeks. And I like to reserve my privacy for 2 weeks. Something out of surgery. Okay. I'm going to step down for chairman because we need to sign a lot of documents. And, we got a functional county government, we just elected to leave it, we have to leave it, and that's the way I want to do business. I'm going to step down for chairman. This has never happened in Northumberland, that's the first time I know. Okay, we need a motion, we need to step down. I make the motion to step down. Need a second. And a question? All those in favor?
Is there a second? Okay. I guess I look at it, I see in the next agenda item, the reasons for were to basically allow Commissioner Brady to be able to conduct the board meetings, which I think he already can do as the vice chairman in the absence of the chairman. In terms of signing any documents, I don't know that that would be that much of an issue, either getting documents out to you where you live at, or, I think that we probably all have the authorized stamps as well, so I guess that's what we need for it,
Rick, you know there's some document, where's Jen? Jen is here, you know we have some document that requested by the chairman only.
Yeah.
And the vice chairman, he cannot sign, so I have to do what's right. And I'm not gonna take responsibility if something go wrong, I gotta protect myself, so that's the reason I'm doing. And when I come back, I will take my chairmanship back and take it to the bank. And Brady, you better give me back.
Our prayers are with you for a very special.
Okay, so need a motion to, me step down, I make a motion, he second, on the question. All those in favor say aye. Aye, motion carried. Now we need another motion.
Item number 31, a motion is needed to appoint Vice Chairman Stephen Brady as acting chairman of the Northumberland County Board of Commissioners with authority to sign documents and conduct meetings as chairman.
Second, on the question. All those in favor say aye. Aye, motion carried. Motion carried. Any opposed? No, you're not opposed. Motion carried. Okay, no,
That's if you want to,
opposed?
if you would like that, I would like to ask.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I apologize. And Mr. Sharkey opposed. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Item number 32, a motion is needed authorizing travel requests and attendance at the following workshops, seminars as in accordance with the county's personnel manual, travel reimbursement policy, which is 32A and B.
Any,
Second.
any question? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Number 33, a motion is needed to adopt a declaration of disaster emergency and the following honorary letters. A, declaration of a disaster emergency in Northumberland County due to Hurricane Sandy, and for ratification. B, birthday celebration. Ellen Spank, Mount Carmel, 101 years old. Wedding anniversaries, Mr. and Mrs. Thomas Hugh, Full Township, 25th wedding anniversary. Reverend Mrs. Charles Hafflin Herndon, 50th wedding anniversary. Mr. and Mrs. William Stanley Sunbury, 50th wedding anniversary. Mr. and Mrs. Bernard Washinsky of Cole Township, 55th wedding anniversary. Mr. and Mrs. Kenneth Conrad Sunbury, 60th wedding anniversary. Mr. and Mrs. Theron Conrad Sunbury, 60th wedding anniversary.
Second.
Any question?
I just would like to put heartfelt thanks out to a lot of our citizens that have lended a helping hand to those that are really affected horribly by this hurricane. There's still so much pain and agony that's going on right now that we just want to let them know that our prayers and thoughts are with them. I think we just signed some sort of a recognition from Mount Sinai Church out in Shamokin area to actually travel out to to the New York area, New Jersey areas to help some of the people who've been displaced, to help bring food, provisions, and so forth. So, while people pitched in here, even locally, to help the neighbors out, it's great that we have people from this county who are making that effort to go down and help the people who are really supporting that. We got notified via the internet, and I emailed them back and thanked them from the bottom of my heart. And that's Gary and Jen put together this recognition of above and beyond. We even heard from someone from Center County this morning that just said, boy, everyone's just so nice and friendly around here, as opposed to other places where you couldn't even get signatures for veterans cards. So I just want to thank the people for being who you are.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, solicitor report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Motion to adopt resolution R-141-12 is presented by the solicitor. Resolution of the Northumberland County Commissioners authorizing Kevin Gilly, Lorraine County Treasurer, to establish a Northumberland County 2012 project account with M&T Bank for the 911 project. Ratification.
Second.
Any question? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution R-142-12 is presented by the solicitor. Resolution of the Northumberland County Commissioners per Act 106, authorizing counties to obtain individual bonds, blanket bonds, or prime insurance covering county officers and employees, replacing prior requirements for certain individual officers of the county have separate bonds.
Second.
Any question?
I just want to add that by enabling us to do this with blanket policy savings, $16,000, I believe. So I want to thank Joe for looking into that for us. Once again, Joe, you're more than earning your stake.
For the record, Joe said when I was $200,000, Joe. God bless you, Joe. Okay, everybody's in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution R-143-12 is presented by the solicitor. Resolution of the Northumberland County Commissioners and the Tax Claims Bureau for exoneration of real estate taxes for certain property.
Second. Any question? Those in favor say aye. Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution R-144-12 is presented by the solicitor. Customer agreement letter between the Northumberland County Commissioners and UGI Utilities Incorporated for new natural gas service to the Northumberland County Courthouse. Ratification.
Second.
Any questions? Favor say aye. Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution 145-12 is presented by the solicitor. Agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Hay Group for the performance of actuarial services to the Board of Commissioners pursuant to GASB 45.
Second.
Any questions? Those in favor say aye. Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution 146-12 is presented by the solicitor. Agreement and release between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Michael Wonka and Sons Incorporated authorizing Wonka access to the AOA Park to deposit excavated material.
Any question? So favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Motion to adopt resolution R147-12 is presented by the solicitor. Resolution of the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Northumberland County Planning Department authorizing the Commissioners to sign the federal fiscal year 2012 Community Development Block Grant Contract number C000052849 in the amount of $320,668.
Second.
Any question? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Motion to adopt resolution R148-12 is presented by the solicitor. Maintenance and service agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Northumberland County District Attorney's Office and the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, the Pennsylvania District Attorney's Institute for the statewide automated victim information and notification (SAVIN) systems, which will enhance existing victims' service efforts by creating and implementing an automated system of notification that will be available to victims 24/7.
Move. Second.
Any question? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Motion to adopt resolution R149-12 is presented by the solicitor. Agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners in cooperation with the Northumberland County Treasurer's Office and ePaymentNow.com LLC to enhance the collection of payments through their design and development of a payment processing system for government agencies.
Move. Second.
Any question? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Motion to adopt resolution R150-12 is presented by the solicitor. Grant agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Weatherization Department and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development for weatherization assistance for low-income persons program. Contract number C000052990 in the amount of $244,339. This is ratification.
Move. Second.
Any question? So favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Motion to adopt resolution R151-12 is presented by the solicitor. Resolution of the Northumberland County Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Tax Claims Bureau to adopt a policy for securing and posting of real estate.
So move. Second.
Any question? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Motion to adopt resolution R152-12 is presented by the solicitor. Resolution of the Northumberland County Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Tax Claims Bureau to adopt a policy for the sale of Tax Claims Bureau depository properties.
So move.
Second. Any question? In favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Motion to adopt resolution R153-12 is presented by the solicitor. Agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Human Senior and Social Services and the following service providers as listed, numbers 1 through 12. The above agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports are not with county employees nor does the organizational contract list county employees as the principal in their corporation or on their board of directors.
So move. Second.
Any question? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Anything under old business? Anything under new business?
I just have a few quick comments I'd like to make. Pulling my attention, as well as yours.
Mr. Wright, let me go back to on the old businesses and make sure I have it, and weatherization is here, right? Mr. Sharp and Mr. Wright, I discussed, I'm not gonna mention an employee here, I discussed we have an employee at one of the department who do not perform the duty, we fall behind with our work, and it's gonna cost taxpayer money, so we don't have. I would appreciate it when I go, Mr. Sharp and Mr. Wright, to look into Mr. Picarelli to see where we're going, you know what I'm talking about. You guys have the most active, you should be falling behind with your work. Go ahead, Mr. Wright.
Okay. Heard that an individual was let go of actually the conservation district, and you know that we only allocate them around 99,000. I shouldn't say only, but out of their overall budget, that is a very small percentage of it. But what we were doing was it was costing us about 25,000 of that 99,000 to keep this person on. Now, of course, when they went through the budget negotiations with Mr. McClintock, they never brought it to his attention that they were leaving this person go, who they're reimbursed about 50% of the wage, salary, wages, and benefits. Well, they were able to replace this person with someone that's 100% reimbursed. So in essence, it was a nice $25,000 kick to their budget. Tried to get some justification over the phone. I didn't really like what I heard, and I just want everyone to know that I'm asking Jeff to look into that for at least a verifiable path as to how that they can account that they require that additional $25,000 in the budget now. And those type of things, we need to work together for taxpayers. It's all their money. I mean, to do something like that, you know, regardless of the position, I know things are tough, but I mean, right before the holidays, to lose their job, and then at the same token, not come back to the commissioners and say, hey, you know, we don't no longer need this, we're going to replace it with a 100% reimbursed person, you can cut our budget a little bit. It's just unacceptable. So, you know, I don't want to, conservation does a lot of great things, but at the same token, let's work together. So that's all I have to add. And Jeff, if you can look into that for me and ask them for a detailed report that they can show us.
Correct. Jeff, if it's the person I'm thinking of, it was a couple of months ago. There was someone who was let go, but it was not my understanding if they were replaced with anyone. So maybe it's someone else. I actually was not able to attend the last meeting, which was just recent, so maybe there was something else that went on that I might have and work with on that as well. Dave Crowd or something like that.
I have an email contact.
Anything else on the new business?
There is also.
Public input, please. Okay, miss?
No, first.
Yes, please, yes.
My name is Kathy Wagner. I believe some of you know me. I met with the commissioners. You were ill, I believe, the day that I met with them. Met with Mr. Piccarelli and Mr. Stephen, Jeff, I believe you were there, Mr. Schock, and Mr. Bridie. I work with C-SHIP, which is a health insurance company, and I would like to speak really briefly. I have like 5 bullet points that I made that I'd like to talk to, and hopefully I have a few answers to your health insurance dilemma. I don't have specifics that I want to bring to the forefront now and speak publicly about, but I do have issues that can help reduce that $1 million deficit. And I have figures that I would like to share with the commissioners, and I have shared them with Mr. Piccarelli. And I have a solution that hopefully will help you with your upcoming January 1st renewal, and in perhaps the first 6 months of the year, the company that I represent, which is C-SHIP Select, is willing to work with the county to perhaps come up with a new and innovative way to direct, if the unions are willing to work with us as well, maybe some health care on site here.
Right, you gotta understand this, and I know where you're going with this. I am sometimes tight to go and get a cheap insurance because the contract with the unions is an arbitration awards. The
Right.
contract with the unions are like a court order. We must give insurance the same or better.
Okay.
We cannot go beyond that. And I just want you to know that our hands is tight.
Okay. What I'm proposing is equal to
Whatever we have.
what you have. What I have now is equal to, and I have that here, and I'll give that to you before you leave today. And I just wanted to alert you that I would expect that you would give that due consideration. And
You got all our information, you got all the information from us, what do we need, or what kind of policy we have all that?
I would like to have more and detailed information than I received.
Okay, so how do you say you have the insurance?
I have
So you don't have the information?
I have some information. I would like a lot more information. I would like to have information on further information that you've received.
We would like to compare apple with apple, because
Yes.
our hands is tight with the union.
Yeah, we would like to compare apples to apples also and make sure that I'm giving you the
Miss,
best.
I was at the meeting, I don't know anything about it, I'm sure
Okay.
Piccarelli is looking for main insurance company. He's talking to a lot of insurance companies, not just one person.
Mhm.
And I think we have some quote pretty traumatic, good price, but I don't know yet, he's dealing with, he's working for, I mean, he's working with the insurance company, he's down my field, so I gotta trust him.
And I've worked with other
Do you have a
towns.
list of things that you, other things you want that you need to receive from us?
Yes, I would like to be positive, that the quotes that I'm giving you are apples to apples with the quotes that you're receiving. I do know that I'm prepared to offer you absolutely the lowest possible and also transparent quote to save you taxpayer money.
You have any number for us?
Yes, I do.
Hey, give us a number.
The number? Okay,
I know the other number in my head.
I know that you have the number in your head. But I promise you this, the quote that I have for you, I'm estimating that your claim costs will be $5,560,319.36. The most that you will spend, if I'm wrong about those claims, the most that this county will spend will be another $1 million over that.
So it'd be 6,560,000.
It'll be actually $1.2 million over that. It'll be.
Okay, so it'll be millions,
Let me give you
6,700,000.
this. Can I give you these
Yeah,
now?
absolutely.
Okay.
And that
Miss,
includes
we
trailer
built-
costs as well? Trailer claims?
Pardon?
Does that include the trailer claims?
There won't be any, this is it. What I
You
have,
can't reinvent the wheel with your own miss.
Well, and Kathy, I know that when we spoke, there were so many things that I liked about your presentation, and the two gentlemen came from Ohio, I believe it was.
yes.
And, the guys are really, and yourself, you guys did a bang up job. What I feel for is that,
What I want first. What you see is.
when we talked though, I remember, us discussing the costs of different health providers. And, a lot of the numbers you were providing were based on our client utilizing evangelical, when the vast majority do utilize Geisinger, and Geisinger's costs can be anywhere from 4 to 6 times as expensive as evangelical's costs. So
Listen, guys, wait, before we go any further,
I just want to know, was that addressed in this premium?
Everything's
we
addressed.
cannot anticipate it, what we're gonna cost. We wanna know what it's gonna cost us, period. We don't wanna anticipate it, because it's gonna cost another $1 million, God forbid. We have 20 people, 30 people, they have a cancer, and it's gonna cost us another $2 million. I don't wanna be responsible for this. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right,
Okay, that happens every year, but we cannot discuss.
that's right. And we have ways to control the cost. The bottom line, the pink is what we estimate, and what we're saying, after all of our homework, that's what we estimate, with all of our experience and the 93 years experience, those gentlemen that came with me and spoke to you, that's what they anticipate your claims will be. The worst case, the most horrible case scenario that they can imagine is that $6 million.
794,000.
Right. Which is $1.5 million less than what you looked at this year. I don't know. I'm thinking that's what you ended up with claim-wise this year. I don't know, because I didn't receive those
How do you make
numbers.
that number without even another fact?
Well, I gave you everything you needed.
I didn't know what your final numbers were this year.
I don't think we have.
The final number we got somebody else. We don't know
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I don't know what your
I'm
final
not
numbers
gonna tell
were
you
this
I
year.
did too.
Huh?
It's over there.
You did?
Yeah, what were your final claims numbers this year?
I
don't know.
I don't know, he's doing, I don't.
Yeah.
We haven't got any of those numbers since, I believe, late spring was the last time we sat down and actually
Yeah.
received those from Health America, that I was involved.
Right. Right, they should be giving you your final numbers.
Miss, we're not here to spend the $1
I know.
more than the taxpayer, no.
No.
We have to do what's right with the union contract, or we're gonna get choo-choo.
I
Right?
think what we're gonna do,
I'm
if
going
we
on
have
the night tomorrow.
more
What,
updated
like,
information,
down?
we're certainly gonna give that to them or any other.
Yeah, anybody else is going to give
Need
you.
to get something more updated.
That's all, that's what's updated that, and I had to get them, it took a while to get them. Probably,
So anybody that's going to guarantee you that you're not going to spend another cent is going to have to get an idea of what your claims dollars were. And this is our best estimate. But we're saying that we will not be more than that. And we're going to try, in the first 6 months, we're going to take a look at all of the claims that are coming in, And we're going to work with you to try to control that in whatever ways possible. And we're not going to change the benefits for your unions at all. We might ask them to come here and see a physician on site, or we might try to dispense medications to them at no cost to the county, to us. I mean, we will work with you. We will be innovative and work with you to make it happen.
Miss
Yes, Kathy. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Kathy,
Yes.
I've been here 5 years. When I come on board, we was paying $250,000 to our broker record for insurance. Okay, Mr. Piccarelli was an insurance company. After 2 years, he was nervous. After 2 years, he took over, and he saves us $250,000, and I would trust him whatever he told me to do. That's what I put my signature on, and I promise you that I'm going to trust him.
Good.
Because I trust him because he did right to the taxpayer of America, and I would trust him on that. Whatever he told me to do, that's what I put my signature on. Choo-choo.
Joe's indicated he had numbers as of about a month ago that before the document. Do you have, you're saying you don't think you have those, or are they, I mean, because
Yes.
if it's just a
Yes,
you
no,
do have them.
no, I do
Okay.
have, I do
Okay, I just
have
wanted to make
the,
sure.
but they were final as of August. They were final as of August. I don't have anything as
Yeah, I
of.
don't have anything else.
It takes a while to get the final claims. I don't have anything more recent than that, but I would think by the end of December, you're going to be looking at much higher than $6 million in claims for this county.
But this also, miss, we have some claim we cannot dispute. You know yourself. And we have some claim was an employee cost the county $300,000, a hospital bill, we anticipated that. So the following year, no matter what insurance we have to pay for.
That's right.
You know that.
Right.
So we have a lot of them issues. We can disclose because it's a violation of the law, but I gotta do what's
But
right.
we've looked into what we can, and we know, and we've known the resolution of that. I do know that these are excellent numbers. I know that they can resolve, and they can also level out. You know that you don't want these highs and lows. You want consistency through your health insurance. You want someone to partner with the county. You want the unions to be happy, and also, you also want to legitimately be able to see the transparency where every dollar of your money goes. And what we are offering to you is that every cent of this money will be accounted for, and every dollar that is not used will come back to you. Every cent that
What
is
happens
used.
if we use them more?
If you in claim dollars use more, there is not 1 cent more than that bottom line that I've highlighted in orange.
It could
You
be,
will not pay more. The taxpayer and the county will not pay
it
more.
could be down by mine, correct? It could be the 1,000,007, correct? And the 6,000,007,
It
right?
could be more,
It could.
but it won't be 1 cent more than that.
Okay.
It will not be 1 cent more than
All
that.
right, we'll discuss.
I would like to request at this point in time that, you're not going to be available, but I would like to,
To what commission? They have
these
the
two
power.
commissioners and Joe, and perhaps any of the financial officers who would like to be involved, speak again with my partners from Ohio.
I don't have a problem with that. I appreciate your persistence. However, I think with the cost, healthcare costs rising like they are, the self-funding program that you're describing, the small administration fee that your company keeps, is something that is going to take hold, and take hold in a real strong way in years to come, because it's just getting out of control. However, at this point in time, I fear that we're somewhat putting the cart before the horse, in that we don't have any flexibility with the contracts that are signed. And I think that we do need to have a little more flexibility to truly utilize a program like yours, which I applaud you. I mean, you know as well as I do. I was practically standing on the desk. I was happy.
Can I bring one other thing to the table that I think is very, very important? And I will bring this. And Joe, if I may. Joe did, and he's worked diligently with me, and he's been honest and open with me, and he did say that he has one thing on the table that he's looking at with a very low figure that he said has been guaranteed to him. I want to alert you to the fact that the way that he's looking at going might be problematic. and I'm going to hand this to him and each one of the commissioners. And I'd like you to review this.
Do you have any other municipalities or other businesses that have roughly 530 some odd employees and 960
I'll hand it to you.
Yeah, give it to us.
under a self-insured program right now?
Yes, Deviant Hospital,
Okay.
it's not a municipality, but they have 1,300 employees.
Miss, here's what we're gonna do, we're gonna move on with the business, okay? If you have any more questions, you can go see them in the office.
Yes, I
Okay,
will.
so we appreciate it, we can move on, because it's getting late, it's 2:30. We have a lot of meeting to go, another meeting to attend at 2:45.
Well, thank you for your time, but if I contact you, if you would give me, after you look at this, if you would give me one more audience after you look at that, please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, anybody else in the public input? Okay, yes, sir, you're next.
My name is Mr. Roble. I'm from Milton, taxpayer in the county.
Yes.
Question, this morning, did I read the paper correctly that we have a potential 2.5 tax increase coming up to meet our new budget in the county?
I told the press that we have a plan, so we approve the plans. We have 2.5 mil increase.
In mil,
Hold
correct?
on, hold on. And then 2.5 mil is gonna go, we brought a $5.5 million, because we have a cash flow problem, the money's in the account. Okay, and $2 million, we are correcting issue for 911 since 1998.
Yeah, they're in the paper.
Okay, so that is the estimate we approve, it's gonna go up 2.5 mil. It might be next to $1 million for this insurance. We don't know yet, right now we discussed.
That's the second part of my question.
Okay,
Constantly I hear out of the commissioner's office the cost of the insurance for the county employees. And that's fine and dandy, knowing that you have a contract that's in place. When does that contract expire?
the contract expired every 3 years.
When is the next expiration date is what I'm
Well,
asking?
there's-
You're not talking to
there's
someone that
multiple
doesn't understand.
contracts.
As long as the
14
90,
total.
let's talk about that. It'd be 9 union, okay, they expire at different times, the year.
Okay, but each time you have a contract come up, you can renegotiate the cost
Sir.
for the amount, I'm doing the talking. You can renegotiate the cost that the employees pay for their insurance, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Based on their
Answer your
contract.
question, yes.
Simplification of the matter, I would say, you're right. In a simple.
It's not a simplification, it's business world that you can renegotiate.
Collective bargaining is a lot more difficult, and Mr. Shop can.
I worked for ConAgra Foods for 38 years, I'm well aware.
You may know my uncle. Oh, right. He passed away in the early 80s?
I don't know.
So can I answer your question about the negotiation? 2 years ago, there was 3 other commissioners except this 12. It was me, Mr. Sueca, and Mr. Phillips. We negotiated a union contract that was paying $10 a pay towards the insurance. Okay? We went to an arbitration. They got 27% increase. We lost. And I was the only commissioner who voted against.
But now, Commissioner Claus, every time a contract comes up, it doesn't stop you from fighting.
We have an attorney spending $100,000 a year to negotiate, and we lose in every contract.
Then you have to have a strong negotiation.
No, it's not.
Oh, it is.
It's the union, the freedom of press.
The arbitrators are really handpicked. What I think you're missing is that as a taxpayer, and as living in this county since 1978, we're always hearing about these cost increases along the board. There are ways to stop those increases. Don't give raises. Much in industry didn't get raises.
It's fair the union is going to get 6% and non-union is going to get nothing because we lose an arbitration? That's not fair. We got to protect the
You don't always have to lose at arbitration.
We did, we actually won one more. We got a 1.5%.
We had to give them money. We had to give them money.
My interest is, as the contracts come up, that it is looked at, so the residents of the county don't always hear the same information. It's not only you, Commissioner Clausy, it's your predecessors, And it's the commissioners in the future that have to grasp
Sir,
the idea.
Sir, we've been fighting this issue every meeting with you. We've been fighting. I was the only vocal person to go out and talk. Don't look at me and walk out, but look at me in my eye. Okay.
Here's another thing.
Wait a minute, wait. You know if you do your homework. When in 2008 the budget was 93 million. Today it's 73 million. You know that?
Yeah, there's
So
been
what
a
do we
great...
do wrong? You come here and budge us for insurance?
No, I'm talking about the 2.5 mils that we're going to get increased.
You might get 3.5.
Okay. If it's 3.5 and we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, that we're not going to get those type of increases because we look at those contracts and stuff.
That's your opinion. We look all the contract every day.
And to your point, I completely agree. And when I was on the outside looking in, you know what I said? Exactly what you said. Why can't we just get in there and fix it? But contract negotiations are a funny animal in that if they put their foot down and say no, then it goes to an arbitrator that is pro-union. And if they don't get the type of finding that they'll find likable, they'll never get another arbitration again. So you're fighting a system that was built to protect those collective bargaining rights.
It's a broken system.
But in today's society, knowing what the cost is, you're going to get a start where your arbitrators aren't necessarily going to rule against something that is fair and just.
You're right. And it's starting to tilt our way just a little bit.
Sir,
But it takes time with all this.
Sir, you know, I was the county commissioner. I implemented the percentage to pay towards the healthcare. Okay, and still last year there are people who pay $260 a year towards the insurance, and you, the taxpayer, pay $20,000.
I understand.
And how we can't fix it? We fight every year. You don't tell us we give our money away.
Well, I'm not saying you're giving your money away. I'm saying that we should look at how we're treating that money and where we can look better in the future. Do you agree?
I appreciate your comments. And to just add to what the other commissioner said, the union negotiations are, we think that the world is working a certain way, and oftentimes it doesn't. But in those types of negotiations, what I will say is we are starting to see some of the arbitration awards turn, because there was a recognition, I think, both at the local, the state, the national level. This has gotten up.
Just so you know,
captive
are
audience.
not aware. I served on the Milton School Board, I served on the Milton Borough Council, and I'm now the Sewer Commissioner. I'm aware of budgets. I've worked for a large company for many years, and I know how some of the contract negotiations go. But like I said, if it's 3.5 that we need, Chairman, then we should see that out front and know the 3.5 this year with the hopes that the next budget will be at 1.5 based on what happened.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Answer my question. Don't blame them until the other commissioner. Blame them.
I have a few words in Italian, but I won't use them.
Right.
Hey.
Let me ask you a question about the budget.
Go ahead.
How am I going to anticipate the next year budget? Okay. You know, when we send the one child in the prison, at 16, 15 years old, they go to a prison, you know, it costs $250,000 to the taxpayer.
Okay.
Wait a minute. When you say, why are we not anticipating the budget next year? Because we don't know how many people is going to go to jail.
We don't know a lot of things, but as we look to the future, we can anticipate something in a nest egg type of situation that we can say, okay, instead of coming up to us again as in the county, we're here at this level. And Phillips here knows that kind of stuff, I'm quite sure.
So we'll be taking you advice anytime of the day. You got it.
I'm retired now. I can come visit you every day.
Come up at the office. Hey, come up at the office. Come up at the office and we'll be glad to listen to you.
Your point's well taken.
You know, one last thing. When Commissioner Bridey ran for election, one of your things was you were going to hope to hold some of these meetings in the evening. Has that gone forward at all?
We're going to schedule till next year.
Thank you so much.
We'll put on the schedule.
No, thank you for your work you're doing on that sewer authority, because I'll tell you, you guys are really almost the epitome of what.
Well, I'm gonna start charging the counties. Thank you, gentlemen, I appreciate your time.
Motion to adjourn, please. So moved.